What is up, guys? Welcome back to another awesome episode of 6 Days in Fallujah, where a real Fallujah veteran is playing this game. After the last upload, I've gotten a lot of great feedback, and somebody actually from TikTok asked permission to take my video off of YouTube and make a couple of TikToks out of it. To which I said, "Yeah, sure, of course. Just give credit where credit is due, and send me the link, so I could see the end result." I got to say, it's pretty phenomenal, and I'm going to link his channel down below. So he did a great job. I'm not sure, did a great job of, portraying my gameplay in a short form way, and it was pretty good. It's pretty interesting to watch. But what was actually more interesting was reading some of the comments. See, apparently, according to one person, I'm not old enough to be a Fallujah veteran. That happened 20 years ago. I was at first I was kind of shocked. I was like, really? Do I really look that young? And then secondly, I was like, woohoo, I'm that young looking. Truth be told, I'm in my early 40s, and I was not a boot in Fallujah, if you catch my drift there. So I was not 18 fresh out of boot camp during Fallujah. In fact, that was actually my second deployment. So the other couple of comments, though, I wanted to discuss was in the gameplay. It looks like I'm not taking cover, apparently, and we're going to explore that a little bit in this gameplay here too. But really, there is no cover. I mean, there's cover. You can get down behind a wall and that sort of thing, and in Fallujah, we really did. But this game is different than real life, right? I have a harder time moving and kind of feeling my surroundings versus real life when it's easy for me to bang up against a wall or something and take cover behind a wall. It was just a lot more natural, when we're playing or when we're in real life versus playing a game. Playing a game, I was out in the street. I was on the side of the street. Apparently, that's in the open, and in Fallujah, that's kind of how it was too. I mean, there was a lot of times we were in the open and hoping that the enemy didn't see us. Usually, the enemy wouldn't engage us unless we were inside of a building. And I can get into the history of what we did as far as the initial assault went. And then when we got to the end of the city, we actually went back up through the city again and did what we called clearing in detail, where we went into every single building and cleared every single room. During that time, the enemy really did not engage us on the street. They only really engaged us, like I said, inside those buildings. They would wait for us to make entry, and it's easier to defend than it is to assault. So they had the advantage for sure, but we still took them out. And another thing is, we had a lot of grenades. We adopted a policy of doing what's called leading with the frag. Before we would enter a house, we would throw a frag grenade into it and let it explode, wait a couple of seconds for all the smoke and everything to settle out, go inside and kill anybody that was inside. In this game, I only had, I think, one or two frag grenades, and that was it. That's it. Alternatively, if we knew a lot of bad guys were in one building, we would just bring the roof down on them. We're not going to go inside that building if we know that there's a bunch of bad guys in there. We would either send tow rockets, and this is again when we went back through and was clearing in detail. We dropped the roof on a couple of houses by sending tow rockets into it, and we also called up our tracks if we had those. And they have the 40 millimeter Mark 19 automatic grenade launchers, and they would do talking grenade launchers into the side of this building, and pretty much bring the whole building down, destroy the entire building. Those buildings are only made out of pretty much mud. We called them mud huts. It's just bricks made out of mud that are sun cured, and they were very soft. So it was actually pretty easy to do with grenades and that sort of thing out of the Mark 19. If we didn't have that, we would throw satchels of C4 into the rooms. We'd pull smoke and chuck an entire like backpack full of C4 into the front door and let that take care of majority of the building. If that didn't work, we would throw frag grenades or something like that. And if we had the opportunity, which we did quite a bit, especially when we, like I said, we went back through and started clearing in detail, we'd call up a D9 dozer to just level the entire building. There is no reason for us to go into any further harm's way. And so that's how we would clear a lot of these houses, was just destroy the house and bring the house down onto the enemy. But we did go into houses and buildings and rooms with bad guy in it, knowing that they are in there. And we killed them where they stood. And they returned fire. And we did lose people, and people got injured. And it was not pretty. So what you see in the game is similar, but different. It's still a game. I got a little bit of criticisms, I guess, for laughing at my fallen Marines in the game. It's a video game. This isn't real life. Though it's very close, it's still a video game. And losing one of my Marines in a fire team on a video game is way different than losing one of my Marines on my fire team in the streets of Fallujah for real 20 years ago. So with that being said, let's get into it. I'm switching. I'm no longer using the controller. I've decided to try my hand at the keyboard and mouse, and I've played around with some of the key bindings and that sort of thing to make it a little bit more natural for me. And actually, before I get too far into it, I'm going to change a couple of the commands to buttons on my mouse. So it's easier for me to tell the Marines in my fire team what to do. So I'm going to try that really quick. Let's go into the settings here. Go up here to keyboard and mouse. All right, let's see. Flashlight. I keep on having to look down to find the X button. So actually, I'm going to put this one, flashlight, onto this button. That's thumb mouse button 2. Okay, here's my go commands. I'm not sure if I can actually change these or not. They look like they may not be able to be changed. So go commands is C. We can tap C. Right mouse button plus C is suppress. Move is left shift C. Stack up. Target door left shift plus C. This isn't hard to remember at all, guys. Stacking up was really easy. We would practice it and rehearse it over and over and over again. So it was second nature. And you come up to a doorway, you just stack up and start going. And then form up is hold C. So can I change these at all? No, I cannot. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'll try to remember what these are, I guess. And yeah, the other thing is I can't seem to jump. Let's see, how do I jump? Can I not jump? I mean, I'm not talking about jumping like I'm playing basketball, but you know, I was getting hung up sometimes on rubble and ledges and stuff like that, and you can jump. I mean, you're wearing 50 pounds of gear and body armor and ammunition and stuff, but you can still jump to some degree. So I'm kind of sad to see that that is not there. We'll call it good. If you see me looking down, that's because I'm taking my eyes off of my screen and I'm looking down at my keyboard to get the right key. I don't often play first-person shooters, especially with a keyboard and mouse, so I need a reminder from time to time on what keys to push, which is another issue that I have with the game as far as the realism goes. I would like it for it to be a little bit more second nature. I don't want to have to think about what I need to do. I just need to do it. So, all right, we're going to go back into cooperative. Go to mission settings. This is the last mission that we played where I failed. And should we do it again? No, we're not going to do it again. Let's do the West Manor. We'll keep everything else the same. I'm not sure what the mission is. Let's do start mission. I have to remember this. Look at the door, hold left shift, and tap C. The commands are kind of I don't know if I like them so much.
Spartan 3, Crazy Horse. We're keeping the streets clear, but it looks like there's still activity in the houses near our boss. Copy, Crazy Horse. We'll get first squad to check it out. First squad, this is Spartan 3. Crazy Horse is reporting squirters around the Sheik's house, west of the park. That big-ass house? Affirmative. Punch them in the mouth and see how they take it. Over.
Copy that, Spartan 3. All right, Leathernecks. Cavs owning the streets, and they got Rouge holed up in houses. Let's go pick a fight.
Yes,
Good
sir,
city.
boss.
Oh, I don't want to plant C4. Oh, no.
We're on track of an enemy sniper. Think you might have set up shop in your AO, so that's that son of a bitch if you see him.
Want to kick the door. Alright, I want to left shift C. Stack up on it.
Let's go, kinetic entry. Watch the stand. Copy. Fireteam up. Incoming fire.
Okay. Rooftop. Oh, shoot. Did not see where that was coming from.
Roof clear. It's right there.
Is that one of my guys shooting?
Sniper's right there. Got him.
Got him? Alright.
I got the guy with the right. Scoot over, man. I'm reloading. I'm back online.
Let
Look
go.
northwest. He's northwest. Follow me. Open up. Roger that.
Okay, we gotta get off this roof. Oh, come on. And that was kind of a far fall, but...
He's northwest of us!
Oops.
Hey, you got him!
Shoot.
I'm gonna help you up!
Come on. Give me a grenade. An actual frag. Come on now. Thank you. Excuse me. Coming in behind you here.
Frag it out!
Data!
Nothing in the kitchen.
He's clear. Absolutely fucking nothing.
Alright. Get out of this house. Come on.
You're with me.
Roger that. Contact! Rooftop!
Oh shit. Nice. Good job.
He's up on the roof.
So yeah. We're getting lit up right here. This isn't a good spot. Oh shit.
Fire in the hole.
Shit. Enemy down.
Ah. Not a good spot to be doing this.
Could have been a lot worse. You're good.
Oh no. Golly. Not good. So what happened there was we're moving from building to building, and you know there's enemy all around us, and I know this going into this, but I need to stay kind of in cover, but I also have to move, and I have to move quickly, and I don't have time to go through. Well, I shouldn't say I don't have time. We have all the time in the world. The enemy is going to be playing on my clock, and so but moving from a house to house like that, and then taking fire as we're crossing the street is a real thing. It really does happen. But it was never that bad. Like there was enemy. We saw an enemy just like that, but we were able to kill him really quickly, and that was it. And they would take off running if there was any survivors, and they would run away and engage us from a different position. So, but in that situation that we were just in, they weren't. They were actually advancing on us, and that could be because they were wounding us, and they knew that they were getting effective hits. We were not in a good spot on that last one. The better thing that I should have done was hold firm inside that building that we were kind of up on the roof on, and make sure that everything was clear before moving. But I really wanted to get kind of to the objective. And maybe that's what a little bit of the issue is that I'm having with the game, is I know that it's a game and I'm trying to play it like it's a game versus playing it more like real life, where I'm still trying to make it look and act, feel real. But there's just so many inaccuracies as far as using a keyboard and mouse versus my real body, right? I'm not thinking like I would if I was back in the situation. So I'm thinking, like, if I was to do that again, I would probably have an Overwatch element stay up there. Two of us maybe move to a different location. Overwatch would guard us as we move to that new location, and then we would post up and guard their move, and we just kind of bound like that from house to house. Being that it's a fire team, it's only 4 of us, that's really hard to do. When you're moving as a platoon of Marines and you have 30 to 40 Marines with you plus attachments, it's a little bit easier. You can move by a whole squad and really overwhelm the enemy. And that's how we did it in Fallujah. You know, the small team tactics only were really a thing. I don't want to say only were a thing. That's kind of wrong. But it was more of a thing inside the house. When we're moving from building to building and that sort of thing, it was more of at the squad and platoon, sometimes company level. So for that reason, I mean, that's kind of an inaccuracy. A lot of this, I have to keep telling myself, you know, that it's what's the right word? That this is Fallujah, right? But it's not. It's different. Everything is different. Some of the sounds are there, but the smells, the feeling, the fatigue, you know, the amount of enemy is also kind of inaccurate. Like, we saw groups of enemy like that, but it wasn't nearly as thick, I guess. And they would, like I said, they would take off. As soon as they saw us, they would run, and they would try to engage us from a place of cover or something like that. So we never really saw. I can't say we never really saw them. It was more rare, to see them out on the street like that. Like, we would see them. We'd be posted up on a rooftop, and we could see them like in the alleyways and streets and stuff, and moving around, scattering around, and we would shoot at them. We'd see them in a window. They would pop up and start shooting at us, and we'd shoot back. But after that, I mean, it wasn't. They weren't engaging us in the streets as much. I'm not saying that we could just nonchalantly walk down the sidewalk, but coming across a big group of them like that, that was pretty bad. So it says right down here I did poor. Obviously I did poor. I failed the mission. Everybody died. It's zeros across the board. So this game is not easy. This game is actually really hard. And I think the difficulty comes from my inabilities to play it, not my inabilities to tactically think through a situation, a firefight. I think if I had the guys that I trained with, you know, and like I said, we rehearsed over and over and over again what to do when you come up to this kind of entryway. You know, you stack up on the right and you bump in and you lead with a frag and you go in. You got your own corners that you clear. You don't have to clear every single corner because the Marine behind you or the Marine in front of you just cleared that corner. That sort of thing. You move as a full team, and I don't see that so much with this game. I see this game more as I'm just kind of leading the way and my fire team is following. Now, again, that could be just me. I'm not using the commands correctly, but like, for example, when we saw that one bad guy kind of running towards me and I was shooting the grenades out of the 203 launcher, my Marines that were up on the rooftop with me during that time would have seen him too. I would have said, hey, there's a guy right there, and I would have started shooting at him with my rifle, which would have been an instant switch. I'm holding on to the rifle, and I just would have went boop 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 and shot him with the rifle, not the 203. But in the game, I had to like think, okay, I have to push the T key. I have to push the T key to bring that up. And I couldn't say to my guys, hey, there's a bad guy right there, shoot him. And in real life, that's a real thing. I see a bad guy, hey, he's right there, go ahead and shoot him. And my Marines would just light him up right there. I didn't have to tell them suppress or anything like that. That's really hard to mimic in a game. And I'm not faulting the game. This game is amazing as far as how realistic it is and how it portrays this fight from what I've seen so far. And I haven't played very much of it. I think that's pretty evident. I do like using the keyboard and mouse a lot better than the controller. I think that came through a little bit. I was able to get my sights on the enemy a lot faster. Again, it's still slower than I could do in real life. And yeah, and just that situational awareness, that loss. Another issue that I noticed in this one was when one of my fire team members said, the enemy on the roof. That's fantastic. What roof? We would use like contact front, contact right, left. We wouldn't give cardinal directions. We don't know which way north is, We have a pretty good idea, but we would be as descriptive as possible. If it was like, hey, contact on the roof, second door in from the right, or something like that. Or we would give much better orientation so Marines can get their sights on the right spot, if that makes sense. So, and again, I'm not nitpicking this game. I'm trying not to nitpick this game. It's not real. It's a game, and it's a fun game. It hits really close to home for sure. But yeah, that's about all I got. Again, bad outcome for this mission. Maybe we'll start playing the campaign. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, because also like there's I think a time limit with this too. I didn't really see that. But I believe that there was like a time element with it. Like we had to get to this house or something and clear the bad guys out in a certain amount of time. Again, the enemy, they're on my time. And I'll get to you, bad guy, when I get to you. There was never a clock running against us. So if we were ahead of everybody else making a phase line, we would just hold firm for a little bit, let everybody else catch up. Or if we were lagging behind, everybody else would go firm, and then we would catch up, kind of a thing. But yeah, there was no real clock. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Head on over to TikTok. Check out this guy that did it. Valiant USA is his channel. I'll link it down below. He did a really good job of, again, kind of showing just the fights. And check out some of the comments there too. It's pretty great. Yeah. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.